Hello everyone, it's me Vampireleniore, and today I'm going to do the Halloween tag because it's that month, and yes, I'm going to be doing like nothing but Halloween inspired videos this month, so if you guys have anything in particular that you're interested in me filming for you this month, please let me know in the comments below because I'm very interested in hearing what you have to say. Alright, so the first one is, what is my favorite Halloween song? My favorite Halloween song would probably be This Is Halloween from Nightmare Before Christmas, but I find myself listening to a lot of Nox Arcana and some 45 Grave during Halloween for some reason, like Riboflavin. I feel like that's the perfect Halloween song. Because it's like a vampire theme song and it's very Halloween-y sounding, but I also love like old school Halloween music by like Frank Sinatra, I think. I don't know, don't quote me on that, but it sounds like Frank Sinatra and I really like stuff like that. You know, I Put a Spell on You and all of that stuff that reminds me of Hocus Pocus, one of the best Halloween movies of all time. So, moving forward to witch or vampire. I love vampires so much. I'm obsessed with vampire literature and vampire movies, but when I think about actually being a vampire, it is quite depressing. And just think about it. I mean, in most of the mythology, you have to kill in order to feed. You have to kill people. I don't think I could live with myself if I ever killed someone, so even in self-defense, like, I'd be really bummed out. With that being said, I love vampires. I don't think I'd want to be one though. And if you're like a mythological witch, like you have these powers and stuff, you're pretty badass. So if I have to choose between like the stereotypical, you know, witch in movies and books and stuff like that, and the stereotypical vampire in books and movies, then I'm gonna choose witch. But like I said, I love vampires and yeah. But to be a witch sounds like a better deal to me. You're mortal, and think about it, living forever doesn't sound that great. I mean, when I was a young child, living forever sounded awesome, but I feel like the older you get, the more you're like, you want things to be temporary, because things are so much more precious in life when you know that they're temporary. Imagine having to live through losing hundreds of people that you care about. I mean, it's hard enough, I'm sure, living to be 100, losing all, like, spouse after spouse, losing family, like losing every person in your family, losing all your friends. As a vampire, you'd experience that, you know, every 60 years or every 100 years, and you'd be living for thousands of years, or even longer, who knows? I mean, according to all the books that I've read anyways, like, there's vampires that are thousands of years old in them. I feel like by the... Oh my god. I probably need to save this rant for maybe another video. But in short, I just feel like it would be so hard to be a vampire. And all these novels and stuff, these vampires are so immature and just like crazy. Like they're lovesick puppies, like a 15-year-old or something, and they're thousands of years old. Like, that's not how somebody would act if they were thousands of years old. They wouldn't be so naive and stuff. Like in Twilight, for instance, if somebody was over 100 years old, they wouldn't be acting like a love-struck, like, naive, like, out-of-control teenager, I guess. Like, I'm not saying if you're a teenager, please know, I'm not talking about every teenager. I mean, you know better than anyone because you're experiencing it right now, how jacked up a lot of teenagers are. I mean, I remember when I was a teenager and oh my god, like dealing with all the shit from other teenagers sucked. So I'm so sorry that you have to deal with that right now. But yes, whenever I see that in movies or read that in books, I'm just like, okay, you're 500 years old. You're not gonna like act like this obsessive, like, pheromone-ridden, out-of-control teenager when you're 500 years old. You're gonna act like an insane beast or like a completely enlightened individual. One or the other, in my opinion. But anyways, I never even gave that a second thought when I was like 10, but as I've grown older, I'm just like, I am more mature than that individual in that book, and that person is, 20 times older than me. So anyways, moving on. My favorite thing about Halloween, I think the reason why I, and in particular, and this is probably true for many goths as well, the reason why I love it so much is because I am drawn to dark aesthetic, and I'm drawn to dark subjects. I really love monsters, and I don't know, I just love vampires, I love witches. I love reading about these things, watching movies about these things. I like to dress in a dark manner. I like to read dark poetry, the list goes on. These are the things that I love. These are the things that a lot of goths love. And during Halloween, these things are celebrated by everyone, pretty much. When you walk outside, all these things that you're interested and passionate about are surrounding you and being celebrated by the everyday person. And it's almost like being transported to another world where the things that you love are popular, which would kind of suck in a way because I get bored with things when they're popular, and I don't want things that I love to become boring. But I don't know. It's almost like in Halloween Town when she goes to like this Halloween Town, another dimension, I guess, where there's all these monsters and dark creatures. That's kind of how I feel during Halloween. I feel like I'm being transported to another dimension where everything I love is normal, I guess. And it's just quite magical to me. I really, really love that. I love Halloween and Christmas the most above any other holiday, but I love all holidays. I'm definitely not one of those people that bitches about holidays. I love them. And part of the reason why is because I was very fortunate. My family, they've always been really cool about celebrating holidays and making a big deal about holidays in the best of ways. So I understand how they could be ruined for some people, but they weren't for me, luckily. All right, and then Halloween party or scary movie marathon. Well, seeing as I am an introvert, and this doesn't mean I don't love being around people at all, but scary movie marathon, definitely. I love films. I'm very passionate about films. I love, reading and watching movies so much. I like to take in a lot of different experiences, and to me that also means watching new films, listening to new music, reading new books. And so I love watching movies and shows, and as long as they're good, hell yeah. I'm down. And the thing about scary movie marathons is you can get like a big old group of your friends together to do that too. Like, I'm just not a partier, I feel like I'm kind of past that age. Like, I understand there's still people out there my age that party, and that's cool. Like, I'm not going to judge you at all. But for the most part, people I know that are my age, like, are kind of past the partying phase. Because I only say phase because I've never met somebody who hasn't, like, grown out of it. And like I said, I'm not judging anybody. If you love partying and you're older, like, that's your deal. I'm not going to judge you. Just me in particular, I grew out of it. And I never was really into partying to begin with, actually. Like, I've done very minimal drinking in my life and stuff like that. So I was usually the sober person in the room witnessing the stupidity and everything around me. Just kind of laughing and being entertained. Let's just say that. I was being entertained by stupidity and drunkenness and debauchery. But anyways, skeletons or zombies? I love both. But if we're talking decor, obviously, skeletons, especially skulls, and yes, I love bones in general. If I had it my way, I'd have a lot of bones throughout the house. And someday I will, when money starts coming in. But, as far as movies go, and literature, I would say zombies. I mean, I have seen movies with skeletons in them, you know, and those have been quite entertaining and enjoyable. But zombie movies are pretty badass, and books. You know, Dawn of the Dead, for instance. Yeah, not bad. Not bad at all. 28 Days Later is my freaking favorite, though, I think, because those zombies are actually, like, legitimately frightening. I mean, imagining running, like, as fast as I can down the street and having these things book it right behind me. That's actually, like, I mean, it doesn't scare me watching that movie, but thinking about that actual scenario actually happening in real life, which I never think it would. I'm pretty skeptical as a person, like, I'm a skeptic, but imagining that situation happening, that would suck, and people would die. A lot of people would die, because we don't have stamina worth a shit, and those things do. Anyways. 6, favorite Halloween candy. I don't really have like a favorite Halloween candy. Most of the candies that I really, really enjoy are things like cinnamon candies, for instance. I love cinnamon. I have like an obsession with cinnamon candy. I mean, I used to. I've gotten better about not eating very much candy, but there was a while there where I was like addicted to my cinnamon candy, like Red Hots and hot tamales and stuff like that. And I also really like toffee. Those are probably my 2 favorite candies. And those little gummies with like the little white balls all over them. They're at C's Candy. I know a lot of other places in the world don't have C's, and I apologize for that fact because it's really, really good. But they have these gummies there, and they have like jelly in the middle of them, and they're so good. And those little white balls, they're crunchy. And they only come out once a year, and it freaking sucks that they only come out once a year, but it keeps it from getting boring, let's just say that. But yeah, those are my favorite candies. None of them are like stereotypically Halloween candies. Anything cute, I guess. I like cute candies. That's one of the most pleasurable things about getting Halloween candy is them being cute and spooky. I mean, at least for me. Alright, number 7, favorite Halloween movie. In short, I'm going to be making a video about this rather soon. Right now I'm composing the list. I'm going to make a family-friendly version, and then I'm going to make like a more adult version, I guess, of Halloween movies that I enjoy, or just spooky movies in general, or, you know, horror films in general. I'm probably going to be making a separate one for Asian horror films because I have an obsession with those, and they would take up most of the spots, let's just say that. But right off the top of my head, any of Tim Burton's old stuff I really, really like. I really like, you know, all those old school ones from the 90s. Like, I really like Hocus Pocus, as I mentioned. Halloween Town was pretty cute. I really like The Witches, though I wouldn't say that that's stereotypically a Halloween film, but I consider it one still. Bedknobs and Broomsticks, and I don't know. Like I said, I'll make a video, an entire video about this because I just happen to love spooky or dark or horror films in general, and I've watched many of them. Alright, and then next, favorite Halloween costume. I usually just dress up like myself during Halloween, and I just go all out. Like, I really put a lot of, sometimes when I have the time, when I'm not working or something, I really go all out and put a lot of effort into my appearance, and I just am me, version 2.0, basically. And then, number 9, favorite Halloween store. I don't generally like Halloween stores, and here's why. I do enjoy going into them, but I scarcely buy anything because the quality is poor. Almost always the quality is poor. That's why I like stores like Michael's. Like, that's why I've been going so crazy on Michael's this year for the first time, pretty much ever, is because I've discovered that Michael's has good quality Halloween stuff. They also have low quality stuff there, don't get me wrong, but they have more of wide range of different quality levels to their Halloween stuff to fit different budgets, basically. Like, oh hey, you're on a tight budget, here's a bunch of cheap quality Halloween stuff for you to choose from. Whereas if they're having like a really sweet sale or something, which they were when I went there, like 50% off, you can get like more really like high quality, interesting, beautiful, amazing Halloween stuff. Didn't have that option at Spirit ever, pretty much, unfortunately. Like, I really wish that and I was telling this to my friend the other day, I really wish that they had like a Halloween option for people that are more serious about it, I guess. Like, where you walk in and they've got like bin eye makeup and they've got like real corsets and they've got really, really like high quality decorations. I would love that so much. Somebody please do that. But I would say probably like Joann's and Michael's would be my favorite Halloween stores, even though they're not Halloween stores. They just have really nice stuff in there. Like, I'm gonna flip out on all of the fabrics at Joann's because I'm learning how to sew right now. And when I was in there last time, I was losing my shit over their Halloween fabrics. They had so many Nightmare Before Christmas prints and stuff like that that I'm flipping out about and trying to think of things to do with because that'd be so awesome. Alright. And then 10 jack-o'-lanterns, yes or no? I've never done one before, but I would like to. And maybe if I do, I can try to film it for you guys. But yes, I never have before, and maybe that's something nice that I can do this year. I really want to be more involved with it this year. The past several years, I pretty much worked on Halloween every time. So this year, like, maybe I'll have time to do things and go to haunted houses and do like crafts and do like bake Halloween looking stuff, like a little like cookie cemetery or something. And if I do stuff like that, I will try to film it for you guys. Alright. 11. Bats or black cats? Are you freaking kidding me? You're really gonna ask me this? I am obsessed with both. I love cats in general. Probably most of the cats that I've had throughout my life, and this is probably more by coincidence, maybe more than anything else. Most of them have been orange tabbies, and they've all been really, really sweet. So maybe that personality-wise, I would say orange tabbies and ragdolls are probably my favorite cats, and Persians, and like all those breeds that are known for being very friendly. But aesthetically speaking, obviously black cats are up there on the pretty scale. But bats, especially flying foxes, I love flying foxes so much. They're so cute. They look like flying puppies, and I just want to kiss them and just snuggle with them. If only they didn't carry rabies. But they're so cute. And yes, funny story actually. I'll go ahead and tell this to you guys because I really get a kick out of this. One time I was camping with someone, and I'm not going to say who it is, but their family, not immediate family, but their family. And this particular person is very full of themselves and very self-righteous, and they think they're better than everybody else pretty much, and that they don't do wrong. And they, at the time I was maybe 12 years old, like I was still a kid, and they were telling me that I needed to be more like them and just kind of going off about how I wasn't as good as them and stuff like that for whatever reason. I was just kind of laying there like quietly, like staring up at the stars and trying to enjoy myself and not really responding because back then I was way too passive of a person. And all of a sudden, a bat took a dump on their forehead. So, all the more reason to love bats. Alright, and then, number 12, is Halloween your favorite holiday? Halloween and Christmas, as I mentioned before. I really love giving gifts and seeing the look on people's faces when I give them something, and I really love getting gifts. I'm gonna be honest, I love getting gifts. I mean, there's a part of me that feels like I don't deserve it, but for the most part, I'm just stoked when I get a gift, to be quite frank. Alright, number 13, pumpkin spice latte or hot chocolate. Hot chocolate, and if it's available, pumpkin spice hot chocolate. But as for pumpkin spice lattes, I've had one before and they're nothing special, unfortunately. Like the Starbucks ones that people flip out about. I've tried them and to me they don't even taste like pumpkin or like spices like cinnamon and clove and stuff like that. The spices that I love very much. But I've had pumpkin spice hot chocolate and it was really good. And I've also had like limited edition pumpkin spice coffee from like Safeway or something, and it was really, really good. So obviously I'm not opposed to pretty much anything that tastes good and has pumpkin and clove and cinnamon and all those yummy spices in it. But yeah, it's gotta actually taste like it and be tasty. But anyways, that's all the questions. Feel free to tag yourself. I honestly don't know how that freaking works. You know, when it's like you have to know that somebody's following you and then tag them in the video, assuming that they're gonna watch it, and then I don't know. But yeah, feel free to tag yourself and do this video if you guys want. And please do let me know if there is a particular kind of Halloween-inspired video you would like for me to do this month, because I'm all about it. And I'll probably be doing like a month of Christmas stuff in December, so I'm sorry if any of you guys are bitter and just like absolutely loathe Christmas, and not judging you. I understand. Like there's reasons behind this. And you're not being judged. But yeah, I'll probably be doing a lot of Christmas stuff in December, sorry. But I don't know what I would do. Maybe I think I'm going to talk about the Krampus, so at least it will be interesting. You know, that's one thing I do want to do, is just do lots of research on the Krampus and talk about the Krampus, because nobody ever really talks about the Krampus. I mean, other than the Venture Brothers. And I also want to get that Brahm book so bad. I don't know if anybody knows who Brahm is, but I love Brahm so much. But yes. Anyways. So that's it for this video. Sorry, I need some of my chai tea really fast because I am parched and a little overheated. Just a little bit though, because the weather luckily is quite cool right now. But anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. You have a wonderful day. And if you liked this video, please like, comment, subscribe, and share. And anyways, I'll see you next time. Thank you, and I'll come out with another video soon.